Yeah, sure.
Okay. First of all, can I just ask you a couple of questions about where you work and you know what your school is like? Can you tell me how many years you've been a school counselor?
Okay, so actually, uh, since 2013, I work as a teacher, but I am a registered guidance counselor in the Philippines. And I work for 3 years as a counselor.
And how many years have you been at your current school?
I'm working with my current school. It's 8 years.
8 years.
So I
Okay. So
worked
you
there for 5 years. I worked there for 5 years as a teacher and then another 3 years as a
okay.
counselor.
Okay. And what kind of school is it? Is it like a private school or a government school?
It's a government school.
Okay. And what? How many students are there approximately?
Approximately, we have 2,200 plus students from
Wow.
grade 7 to grade 10.
Okay. So it's like a middle school.
Yeah, middle
Okay.
school.
Yeah. And the kids, the students, they're all like ethnically Filipino?
Yeah, all Filipino.
Yeah.
All Filipino.
Okay. Okay. And do you mind telling me your age?
Okay, I'm 44 years old.
Okay. And do you mind telling me the name of your school, just for my record? It won't be used in the study.
Okay, I'm working with Taytay National High School. It's connected with Department of Education.
What's it called? Tai Tai.
Taytay National High School.
Okay. And how many counsellors are there at the school?
How many come again?
How many counsellors?
Campuses, we have mini campuses, one, two, three
No,
campuses.
no, no. How many school counsellors?
Just three. Three.
Oh, three. Okay, so you work with two other people.
No, I'm working. We're only two counselors in our school.
I think maybe the connection is not very good. It's a bit difficult to understand. There's a bit of a delay. So did you say there's two counsellors in the school?
No, we have three
Right.
campuses
Okay.
in school, and then we're just two counselors.
Okay. Okay. Right. And so can you just tell me what you do, like as a counsellor, your day-to-day job?
Okay, working in a public school is in the first in the morning I will work as a teacher, and then after my classes, for classes, I will work as a counselor. As a counselor, the basic things we do is the profiling of the individual profile of students, anecdotal records, and then what do we do there? The usual cases that we handle, like bullying and some confidential cases that we handle there.
Um, when you say you're a teacher, what do you teach?
Okay, I'm teaching grade 9 students. I'm teaching the subject of values education.
Okay. So would you say that's part of your role as a counsellor?
Okay, my role as a counselor at first is to be approachable for my students, for my clients. And then my role for them is to understand them, help them also understand themselves, and then help them achieve their goals. sometimes they are having conflict with their self. So I just listen to them, and then through that conversation, they were able to come up with their another plan. They were enlightened.
Okay. And how much time do you spend in one day with individual students?
Actually, it's not as a counselor there. We have lots of things to do. We were not able to handle the 2,200 plus students every day. Will maybe something that it depends on the referral of the teachers, my co-teachers.
So, is it the teachers that refer the students to you, or do the students sometimes refer themselves?
Yes, the teachers refer the students to us because of the some cases that they handle or they can't handle. They are asking help for from us.
Okay. Um,
For
so
example, the student come again.
yeah, yeah, it's okay. Carry on.
Okay, for example, the students are having problem with their grades, so they refer it to us for some clarifications, for some explanation, and then listening to their point, their own views. Why did it happen? And then afterwards, they come to a realization that they have to do this. They don't. They have to stop these things. Something like that.
Okay. So, do you think the teachers understand your role as a school counsellor?
Come again.
Do you think the teachers understand your role?
Yeah, some of the teachers understand my role as a counselor. Some of my co-teachers are not because they look for us or some as a as what do you call this, as a prefect of discipline. So when there are trouble in their classroom, they refer to us. They bring the student to us to fix the conflict, but it's not our role. But some of my co-teachers know what are the real role of a counselor. Maybe this month we are going to conduct orientation for my co-teachers, and then for parents and for students, for them to
Okay.
widen the knowledge about the counselor.
Okay. So some of the teachers they understand your role, but some don't.
Yeah.
And what about the parents? Would you say that most of the parents understand your role, or do they not understand?
Most of the parents understand our role.
Do the parents sometimes send their kids to you directly?
Yeah, they are texting me. They are messaging me personally.
Oh,
Some are
okay.
asking help when I'm with them. When at school, some of the parents ask me to talk to their child, to their daughter, because their daughter are not listening to them. So when I talk to their daughters, they listen, and when they come back the next time around, or the after 1 week, they will say it's with positive results.
Okay. So it sounds like you're like a fixer. Is that how they see you? Is that how the parents and the teachers think of your role? You're like their fixer to fix their problems.
Okay, they think that I can help them. I can help them in a way that to let their daughter understand everything that they can tell to their daughter, or their daughters are not listening to them. So when they refer their daughter to me, their child, there are changes, positive changes happen.
Do you work with the parents directly? Do you talk to the parents as well?
Actually, every Friday we have our retrieval. They submit the outputs of the students. So they are having direct contact with us.
But there's so many of them. You can't have direct contact with like 2,000 sets of
No,
parents.
not 2000. Just selected. Just a few of them.
Okay. Okay. So when you meet the students, is it confidential?
Yeah, when I talk to students, uh, I explain to them, especially if it is confidential cases. I talk to them and explain to them that this or everything that we're going to talk will be kept confidential, and I am establishing rapport with them. When I already established rapport with them, then they were able to show or to tell me everything, and I feel it that they are it is true and sincere coming from their heart.
So if a student goes to see you, do you have to tell the parents that they're seeing you? Do the parents have to give their permission to see you?
Yeah, the parents' consent is a must. So once the child will refer to me, I'll talk to the child, and then I will reschedule the counseling or the meeting next time with the parents.
Okay. What if the student says they don't want their parents to know?
If they say that, I let them understand and I let them realize that and ask them first, what is your goal? Why they came here in the counseling office? Once they know their goal, so I let them understand that there's a need since they are minors. There's really a need for their parents to be involved in the counseling.
Okay. So even if they're like 14 years old, and they say, I just want someone to talk to because my parents don't listen to me, you'd still have to tell their parents, right?
Okay, when that case happen, I will just let the student tell everything that they want to tell me, and then listen to them, and then sometimes they realize that they themselves realize that their parents are needed to be there, so they allow me to tell the parents. It's really a must for me.
Okay. Okay. Do you sometimes find that the kids don't come back if they ask you not to tell their parents, they just don't go to see you again?
They come back because I gave them assignments. I gave them assignments, homework, just to like the activities that we're going to do the following week, and then when they come back, I'll check it and I'll look for the activities that they've done, and then there are changes, and then until slowly I let them understand that it will have a positive result once their parents were involved
Okay.
and they allow it. I
Okay.
don't encounter a case that the student don't like their parents to be in. Yes, at first they refuse, but later they realize and understand that the need of the parents involvement.
Okay. Do you find sometimes that being a teacher and a counselor makes your job as a counselor more difficult?
Yes, it's more difficult because I want to focus at one only, but my item there in our school is as a teacher. And there are two items. We have teacher item and guidance counselor item. The guidance counselor item were just stagnant in position. The teacher work, I can go as far as high as the head teacher, master teacher. So I work there and apply there as a teacher, and once they know that I am a registered guidance counselor, they designated me as a registered guidance counselor there.
Okay.
They consult me.
You find that sometimes the students are confused about what your role is in the school, what your job is in the school?
No, I allow them to know that I am a registered guidance counselor, that I can help them. Then they were not confused because I have time with them, scheduled that follow with them. In the morning, I am a teacher, and then afterwards, as a counselor. But sometimes I was called because of the problems that arise. For example, uh, sometimes I work as a clinic assistant also. So they're multitasking in our school.
So the school, they ask you to do different things sometimes,
Yeah.
different jobs. Yeah. Do you think that you have like compared to the teachers, do you think you have a similar status in the school, a similar standing in the school?
Similar standing. The guidance counselor only stop at guidance counselor 3. Teacher can go as high as master teacher or more than the higher than the guidance counselor.
So in terms of the way that other people in the school perceive you, like the teachers or the parents, do you think that you've got the same professional status and respect that the teachers have?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you
They
feel
are
that?
they are
Yeah, go on.
they are respectful with us. They know that we are the person that who are with authority with them.
Okay. And do you feel that you are supported by the school principal?
Um, yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. Our principal is new. New principal is already here, and he's supportive with us. And everything that I tell him, na I have to do this orientation, I have to do this and that, I have to plan this, and he approved it. So, and he also gave us the, what do we call, new office. We have new office in the school, unlike before.
So
It's better now. Our principal is better now.
okay. So what about the old one? Was the old one not so supportive?
The previous facility we have in our school, the guidance counselor office were combined with the registrar office and the clinic. That's why I told you a while ago that I also work as assistant in the clinic.
Oh, okay. So, so
But now, we are separate already. We have a huge room with the counseling room wherein the student can open up to us
uh,
and no hindrances to tell everything. And it's a new, very very new.
okay. So do you think that's because the principal is new and the principal understands your role better than the previous one?
I know the principals know our role, but the importance given is not that high, unlike today's at the present principal.
Yeah, yeah. Because I find when I talk to a lot of counsellors, they say the principal doesn't really prioritize counselling and doesn't really
Yeah,
understand how important it is. So is that your experience as well?
before. Before, that was my experience also. The importance given to us as a counselor were not that high. Unlike today, unlike at present, we were given a high importance because they allow us to intervene with the meeting with the heads, and he allows us to connect with them.
Why do you think the new principal allows you to do that, whereas the old one didn't? What's different about the new principal?
Okay, so at present, I believe that our principal now allow us to or involve us in all the activities of the school because he knows our importance as a council, especially now we are in pandemic and a lot of students really need our help.
Um, do you work with other colleagues, like, for example, special education, special needs teachers, social workers, psychologists, people like that?
I come again.
I'm just asking, do you work with other people as part of a team, like special needs teachers or social workers or psychologists or other people like that?
Maybe social workers because I refer to them some students that are really in need of assistance
And they are outside the school?
outside the school.
Okay, so you refer the students to these outside social workers. Yeah,
Social workers.
yeah. What about, does the school have special needs departments, SEN, special ed?
We don't have special education class.
No? Okay. Is that because the school doesn't have any special ed students, or because there just isn't any funding for it, or like what's the reason for that?
Actually, our school is what do you call this? Our school only cater the the regular students. But we have a program in our school which we call Open High School program, wherein the students there where I can see some are with special needs. Some of them are working, working mom, working mother, working parent, and then so they give I we give them special assistance and special consideration. They are also overage. They are 18 years old above.
Okay. Um, do you have any training at the school for your role as a counsellor? Does the school provide you with any training?
Uh, at present, they only provide us the webinars. We have to attend this. We have to attend that with the division office that we belong.
So that's provided by the local government, the education
Pro-
authority.
Provided by the school and the division office.
Okay. All right.
There are invitation for us as a counselor to attend this kind of webinar. For example, orientation regarding career of the student. So they allow us to attend the webinars and then uh, teach us or teach us what to do or the things that we need to accomplish or to comply with.
Okay. And that's provided by the webinar is provided by the, when you say the division, do you mean the local education authority, the government education department, or is it the school, or like who
The
does the?
government education department.
Okay, okay, all right. And do you have any supervision provided by the school?
Supervision. Actually, we don't have supervision. We're just beginning. We've only started this webinar, and there are newly appointed what do we call the supervisor that can supervise us. So we're just starting.
Okay, and it sounds to me like you're very busy. You've got a lot of work to do. Would you say you feel quite overwhelmed? Is it too much work for one person to handle?
Okay, during this time, there are lots, there are really lots of workload that they are given to us as a counselor. But uh, I only see it that I want to do this because I want to help. Despite that, my co-teachers have lesser workload.
Right, yeah. So you think your workload is higher than the teacher's workload?
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I
And
have the workload. I have a workload as a teacher, plus
yeah,
workload of a counselor.
right. And you get paid less than the teachers, is that right? Or the same as a teacher?
Same as teacher,
Okay, okay. Um, and let me just
no
ask you,
additional,
yeah,
no
sorry, go on.
additional payment.
Oh, right, okay. So you just do the extra work for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Why did you become a school counselor?
Actually, I love being a counselor because I want to help um, people help themselves, understand themselves. I want to, it's in my nature that I want to listen and help my students realize the what are the best things that they can do for themselves. That
You,
something like that.
do you find your job to be rewarding? Are you happy in your job?
I am happy with my job.
And can you see yourself staying in that job for a long time?
Come again?
Do you think you'll stay in that job for a long time?
Yeah, I want to stay in this job until I retire
Okay, okay. Uh,
because there's happiness within me when I was able to help students.
hmm, okay,
There are a fulfillment.
yeah, okay. And let me ask you about the COVID, the pandemic, because the school had some online classes.
Yes, we have online classes.
Yeah.
A while ago, I've conducted an online class.
Okay. So how does that change your job as a counselor?
It's really hard as a counselor. It's hard for us to have to conduct the session because the students or the client were not able to express themselves, and then they only just limit the things that they want to tell us. That's why the intervention I made is to schedule them face to face meeting at school. Actually, tomorrow I have scheduled one client, grade 8 students, and I will meet her at 10 a.m. tomorrow with the parent.
Okay. So the school is not in session physically, but you're still
Yeah.
inviting the kids to go in for counselling face to face.
Yeah, we I prefer face to face counseling because they were able to express themselves, and I am able to provide a wide variety of information to my students. I
But
was able to extend that to them.
you find that it's that you see less students because of the online platform?
Come again, sir?
Do you think you see less students over the pandemic?
Uh, During this pandemic, we have modular. Our school chose a modular setup wherein the parents will get the modules, something like this one, the modules. They will get the modules in our school. This module contains the everything that the activities that the student will make at home. And then after they finish the activities, they will submit the outputs.
Okay. So, they don't really do the online classes.
We don't have online class, but I, as my intervention, some of my students were able to do to join the Google Meet because they have uh they have internet at home. But most of the students in our school were don't have the money to have their internet,
Right.
so they prefer the modular
Okay.
setup.
All right. Right. So the students, they don't even have the internet. They don't have the computer, so they can't really do online counselling.
Online counseling, yes, that's why was we were not able to do online counseling.
Okay. So how do you communicate with the students when you're not in school? Because if they haven't got the internet, they don't have email.
Okay, when the students were referred to us, I will get their information, and then we were having communication through the messenger or through phone calls, and
Okay.
then schedule them at this day,
Okay. So
something like that, sir.
right, you mean like Facebook Messenger, that sort of thing?
Come again, sir?
But when you say messenger, do you mean like Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook
Okay. Okay.
Messenger.
Right. Yeah. And then do you do counseling on Facebook?
No,
No, just face to face.
I don't. Just face to face. Sometimes there are some of my students almost want to give up the school setting. Sometimes they tell me they want to stop na because uh, it's very difficult for them to do this or to cope up with the new setup of the education. But through through us through replying to them what to do, or through texting or through video call, I let them understand that they have to be resilient. They have to face the new setup of school for them to be successful, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was able to let them realize and their decision with a positive result wherein they will continue their studies.
Do you think that you are less available, less visible to the students because of the pandemic?
Yeah, less visible. But there are intervention, there are ways through their advisors. Actually, we have our faculty meeting monthly, uh, virtual meeting. Actually, tomorrow we also have our meeting, and we were allowed to say anything important that or information that we will extend to our co-teachers. For example, if their students really need help, so they refer it to us, and then we schedule it, something like that. But the clients are not as many as compared to face.
Mm, mm. Right, right. So when you,
Compared to the
yeah, go ahead. Sorry, you froze. The internet's not very good. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. So I was just asking, do you think that when you get back to normal after the pandemic, do you think that your counselling role will just go back to the way it was before?
Yes. I would think it will be better one because of the help of the webinars that are we have already attended, and then the readings that we do. So there are in the supervision of our new supervisor with her guidance, I think it will be better because we will be having the things that are or the activities that we will be doing.
And who's the supervisor? Is that someone from outside the school?
Yeah, from outside of school. She is from division office.
Okay. Okay. So does the division office provide supervision for all the public school counsellors?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. And the last thing is, can you tell me how your own well-being has been affected by the pandemic?
Okay, my role as a counselor affected by the pandemic.
Oh no, your well-being, your own personal mental health.
Okay, my own. Okay, so actually, as a counselor and a lot of webinars that I attended, so I apply those things and I pick up those things that can help me. So with regards to mental health, sometimes I am worried. Sometimes I am worried about the students, but I'm able to cope up with this because also always focus on the positive side of life. I believe that these things happen because something good are going to happen. Okay, so this situation come because we will learn from this situation.
Okay. Okay, I think that's all I need to ask you. So that's very helpful. Thank you so much for talking to me. I can send you a certificate of participation if you would like me to.
Yes.
So what name would you like me to put on the certificate?
My real name, Maria Cecilia G.
So
Shelson.
so Maria,
Cecilia.
and it's Cecille.
Cecilia
Okay,
G.
and then Sion.
Sion.
Okay. All right, I'll send you the certificate soon. And I'll let you know as we make progress with research, when it gets written up, I'll keep you informed. I'll let you know how it's going.
Yes, I will help you also with the updates if you
Yeah,
need.
great. Yeah, well, keep in touch. And I've got a few other ideas for some research projects, so I'm sure I'll email you again and see if you're interested in participating in those as well. So, okay, it's really nice to meet you. Okay, take care.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.